Hi, this is Dr. Barchan, and this is my presentation, how to use power of logic to help us to lose weight. And to aid my presentation, I will use my website, theslimmentality.com. And if you do not see the text on your YouTube screen very well, you might as well go to my website and just click links on the left side, changing different tabs, and follow the text on my website. I know that I have an accent, and if you have difficulties understanding me, you can always read yourself the text, which roughly corresponds what we're going to discuss. And that's how I ask, and that's how I start my discussion with most of my patients is, would you be able to lose 10 pounds if you were promised $1 million in return? Would you do that? Or other question, if you would be entirely convinced that your life depends on your weight and you would die in 1 month unless you lose 10 pounds, would you be able to do that? Would you be able to accomplish that? And most people say, yes, I likely would be able to lose weight when I face either extreme threat to my life or extreme benefit that I would truly believe I'm gonna get from losing weight. So my conclusion is that I do believe that all of us without exception, not just able to lose weight when motivated properly, but I also convinced that most of us has intuitive and instinctive knowledge how to do that. So all we lack, all what presents us or prevents us from losing weight is we are lacking a proper motivation. So if we find a proper, perfect motivation, we would be able to find ways to lose weight and ways to manage weight. And then if you look back at this question, you would say, hey, okay, you would promise me $1 million, and then I would lose 10 pounds, and then I would go back to my normal life and I would gain that weight back. Well, what about rephrasing that question and adding another condition? I would also offer you $1 million every month as long as you manage to maintain your new weight. So the key here is a proper motivation, asking proper questions to accomplish the proper state of mind by finding a proper ideal motivation. So let's look at the art of motivation. What do we need to do to get motivated, and what do we mean by motivation at all? Motivation is an emotion. It is an emotion of certainty that we want something. And the first step to get motivated is to get uncomfortable with yourself. In this case, we are discussing the weight loss. As long as you're comfortable with your current weight, you're not going to lose weight, right? You have to become uncomfortable about your weight. And then you decide what exactly that you want. And again, in this case, we are discussing the weight loss. So I want to lose weight. So this is your predefined answer, right? Or I want to manage my weight. So next step is to decide and to figure out exactly why do you want to lose weight? What is the reasons behind your weight loss efforts? Look at the first example when we were discussing the weight loss with promise of millions of dollars. Did you lose weight because you were thinking about the weight loss? No, you lost your weight, or you would lose your weight if you were promised millions of dollars because you would be thinking about those millions of dollars all the times, and then you would lose weight, so you would get that was millions of dollars. So in order to get motivated, we have to think not about our goal, not about the weight, but about the reasons which support our goal, about the benefits or harms which are supporting our motivating reason or motivating value. And by the way, we're just going to touch some basics about values. Values are matters that we consider important for us, right? And if you think about that, each of us, we share the same core values, right? We all value love, life, family, healthy weight as well. But we are different from each other because we have different reasons how we treat those values, right? For someone, family would be the major, most important value. For other person, it would be life. For other person, it could be career. It might be difficult to decide what is more important. How do we decide which value is more important and which value is less important? We do it by finding reasons. So when we compare value one value to another, or when we think that this value is important for us, we do it by finding proper reasons. So my conclusion number one, and it should be the most important lesson: if you want to lose weight, we have to get motivated not by the names about our weight. We will not get motivated if you call yourself overweight, obese, or slim. We do not get motivated if you want to be 150 pounds instead of 250 pounds. No, you have to be motivated by the reasons supporting your weight loss. And one of the reasons could be, for example, winning $1 million. Or another reasons would be to have a self-respect. Or another reasons could be to have better respect from others or improve your health. Whatever your reasons are, we need to concentrate on reasons if you want to get motivated to lose weight. And in order for reasons to be effective for weight loss purposes or for any other motivations for that sake, they have to meet three very important criteria. Those motivating reasons have to be immediate, immense, and indefinite. What do I mean by that? Let's review each of those characteristics in more details. Immediate reasons should be perceived as something promising or threatening immediate pleasure or immediate pain. Why is that important? Well, let's make another example and picture in your mind a man having a cigarette in his mouth and fighting a tiger, right? What's going on in the mind of that man at this particular moment? Does he think about harm from smoking? No, he has to fight the tiger or escape the tiger. Otherwise, he will not have a chance to get harm from smoking, right? He has to take care of immediate threat, immediate harm right now that he is facing. And then if he wins that fight with tiger, he might sit down, light up the same cigarette, and think about whether smoking is dangerous for him. And all of us facing this kind of different tigers day after day, all of us have different challenges day after day that we have to take care right now. We don't want to take care of something that's going to be harmful or beneficial for us in the remote future. We call it procrastination, and procrastination is our self-defense mechanism. It's not bad, it is actually good. It concentrates our attention on the values which are important to us at this very moment, right? So let me just erase all of this so we can read this a little bit better. So in order for good motivation to be effective, it has to be treated by our perception, by our brain as immediate. What do I mean by our perception? Let's imagine another example. The same man goes to the hospital and he is told that he has a heart attack. And doctor comes to him and tells him, if you don't stop smoking, you're gonna die. So the guy perceives it as a real threat to his life. If he smokes another cigarette right now, he's gonna die. He walks out of the hospital, he throws away a pack of cigarettes, and you know what? He will never smoke again. Because right now he perceives clearly that every cigarette can kill him. It is not a realistic threat to his life, but is a perceived threat to his life. And now his threat of smoking is not something which is effective in the future, but it is threatening to him right now, very this moment. So he stops smoking immediately this very moment. So our perception, our imagination is the only limit to get immediate reasons versus not immediate reasons. Immensity. Immensity is kind of self-explanatory. If something is immense, it will create immense motivation. And again, it is a reason of our imagination and our perception. For you, $100 might not be money, but for someone from Africa, it might be enough maybe to buy maybe even a small house. I don't know what are the prices there, but whatever you perceive as immense, it is immense in your mind. If you perceive that is not very important, it may be not very important for you. $1 million for you is significant amount of money, but for a multimillionaire which makes hundreds of millions every month, well, it may not be that much, right? And indefinite, what do I mean by indefinite? We already have discovered that in our first example. If you are motivated once and then you accomplish your goal, then you lose that motivation and you go back to your predefined kind of state of mind. So you might end up with a yo-yo pattern. So ideal motivation should be indefinite. It should last forever. And that's why we had to add another condition to promise you $1 million every month for the rest of your life. So you would be able to manage and maintain weight. Otherwise, you might end up with a yo-yo pattern like some people end up with, right? They will lose their weight for a wedding or some anniversary, and then that motivating reason disappears, and it takes maybe another few years for them to find better or different motivating reason. So for our reasons to be effective for weight loss, they have to be perceived by our brain as immediate, immense, and indefinite. So remember this when we are looking for good motivating reasons. What is the next step? Is it enough to find a good motivation? So let's go to my next step that we call focus and repetition. Well, if you think about that, if you find a good motivating reason right now, you can tell me, hey, I had that reason in my mind years ago, and nothing had happened. It didn't change my mentality. It didn't make me even to lose any weight at that time. Why? Well, it is very simple. If you get motivated once, then you get results only once. If you motivated twice, you get results maybe twice. You have to realize that motivation is not a single step, right? It is a process. It is a process of formation of the new mentality, and it takes time. It does not happen overnight. Our reasons remain immediate and immense only as long as they are in focus of our attention. And you know what? Our attention is constantly distracted by other important values. We don't value just our weight, we value our family, we value our career. We don't put our life on hold just because we want to lose weight. What should we do? You cannot just sit around and think only about your weight management and your weight loss. Well, you have to create a system. You have to create a system of reminders how to bring the topic about your weight loss to your attention repeatedly day after day, at least for a few weeks before it's gonna form your new subconscious habit. Well, think about that our example about $1 million. That $1 million wasn't good motivating reasons just because it was immense, but other important characteristic or property of that $1 million, which was so good about that as a motivation, that it also will always be in the focus of your attention. You will wake up every morning, and first thing that would come to your mind, whoa, I remember that bet that I had with that millionaire, and I was promised to have $1 million, so I have to do the right thing today. And next time you sit and have your meal or you go to gym to exercise, the same, you remember about that $1 million. So it is in the focus of your attention again and again and again. So it is automatically creates a system of reminders because it's so immense and so important for you. But if your motivating reasons are not so immense, then you have to create a system of reminders, how to bring those motivating reasons to the focus of your attention at least few times a day. And it could be like a question mark that you put on your refrigerator, that you put in front of your dining table, that you put on the rear view of your mirror. And every time you look at that question mark, you just focus your attention. And it doesn't have to take you minutes, maybe even just few seconds. You focus your attention like, oh, now I remember I discovered that new motivating reason for me that I need to lose weight because I want to love myself and I want to satisfy my ambitions in the first place, and I will not allow myself even tomorrow unless I'm going to do proper steps to the weight loss, right? So you create a system of reminders to remind yourself to bring your newly discovered motivating reasons repeatedly in the focus of your attention. And my estimate that it should take approximately 4 to 6 weeks of conscious daily repetition to create real subconscious automatic habitual motivation. Okay, so let's summarize what we just discussed, right? In order to get motivation or motivated, first step you have to do what? First step you have to get uncomfortable, right? The very first step is to get uncomfortable with yourself. This is the first step for any motivation. As long as you stay comfortable and you keep telling yourself that everything is okay, you never get motivated. When we're talking about the weight loss, get uncomfortable with your weight. Be unhappy with the way you are, and then create a goal, right? I want to lose weight, and I want to lose weight. Why? So the next step is to find reasons why you want to lose weight. It is not enough for you to say, I want to lose weight. The most important lesson that you have to learn is you get motivated by the reasons supporting your weight loss efforts, not by the names of your numbers about your weight. You don't want to be slim or skinny or 150 pounds or 170 pounds. All of those names and numbers are meaningless when we are talking about motivations. We need to concentrate our attention on the reasons why you want to lose weight. So you need to discover and find for yourself reasons on which you're going to focus your attention when you want to lose weight. And those reasons should meet three important criteria. They should be immediate, immense, and indefinite. And the other important thing that you have to remember, perception. They have to be perceived as such. They have to be perceived as immediate, immense, and indefinite. And it is a product of your imagination. So use your imagination, which reasons could be immediate, immense, and indefinite. And as soon as you have discovered what are the perfect good motivations for the weight loss, the very next and very important step is repetition. Remember, most people fail to get motivated or fail to accomplish their goals because they do not create in a system. They discover the perfect motivating reasons only once, they use them once, and then they get distracted. They go along with their lives. So you have to create a system of repetition. And you shouldn't let it happen on its own. It's not enough to tell yourself, oh, I'm just going to remind myself. No, think and create a system, create a plan. I'm going to put reminders in my kitchen, on my dining table, at work. I'm going to put a reminder on the lock screen on my cell phone. So every time I pick out that cell phone out of my pocket, I'll see this big question mark on the screen. And I will tell myself, why did I put that question mark? No, that question mark represents me a weight loss. So now I will remember that, and I will create a system. I will make sure that it's going to be in the focus of my attention at least 2 to 3 times a day for the next 4 to 6 weeks before it will become my habit. So it will take on average around 4 to 6 weeks for most people to get motivated. For some people, those numbers might vary, but you have to create a system. You have to use those motivations repeatedly again and again. So on this, I will conclude my first presentation about power of logic to help you to get motivated. Please go to my YouTube channel, and you have a link on my website. Watch me on YouTube. There is also a link to read my books. Let me try to open this link and show it to you. I'm not sure if I would be successful to bring it on the screen right now, but I will try. Well, I couldn't bring it to the screen, but if you go to my books, you will see that I have 3 books, and one of them I call The Power of Emotions. Another one is The Power of Logic, and the third book is Beliefs. And the fourth book is about the slim nutrition. So please visit on my again other if you click these links, read my books, you would be able to read most of the information that is presented all this on this website in the book like kind of format. Maybe it would be easier for you to read, and you can always contact me by clicking this link, contact me. I wanted to thank you for the privilege to be with you over the last few minutes and to share my thoughts and ideas, and I sincerely hope that you would find them useful. And please visit my website, theslimmentality.com. I also have a YouTube channel, and it is The Slim Mentality. That's the name of my YouTube channel as well. Thank you very much again.